dark and difficult times lie ahead. Soon we must all face the choice between what is right and what is easy.
Hello ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies and in-betweeners. It looks like the Police Federation are trying to back up and also justify the horrific assault that we saw take place on Saturday after PC William Sampson lunged, is the only way I can describe it, at a young 16-year-old boy, cracking him around the skull with his baton. Now, South Yorkshire Police's Federation, or South Yorkshire Police Federation, is calling for people to treat the video with care, warning that clips don't always show the full context. And that is very true. Remember, with the police, it's all about wording. That is very true indeed. However, what they seem to fail to realise is that even though the clip is very short, it tells a lot, tells a story. Now, let's read this first of all. This is in the Star, thestar.co.uk. Sergeant Steve Kent, chairman of the Police Federation, which represents rank and file, should be wank and vile officers, issued a statement after a video of the incident was shared online showing a police officer striking a teenage football fan over the head after, also, I apologise, it was Wednesdays. Showing a police officer striking a teenage football fan over his head after Sheffield Wednesday played Barnsley on Saturday afternoon. The teen was left covered in blood from an open wound after the incident. But Sergeant Kent said the force will be carrying out full investigation into the facts surrounding the footage. Of course you will, Sergeant Kent. However, as always, it is important to stress that people should treat short videos from social media with care, as they don't always show the full context or the events leading up to the incident. Isn't that what happens with police body-worn camera footage in many cases? Doesn't it go missing so that there is question over the events leading up to a situation? From speaking to officers who were present, they were faced with extreme violence, both towards themselves and towards members of the public, from a sizable minority of individuals who were at the game intent on causing as much trouble as possible. However, the video in question, let's get it right. The video in question showed a very small group of people, and the police were nowhere near them. PC William Sampson had to run. You can tell he was running full pelt by the time he got to the lad. So he's had to run from a distance. In fact, one of the witnesses said he was about 50 yards away. So he's had to run 50 yards and crack this lad around the head. None of those people that were there at that time were causing the police issue. They were not faced with extreme violence towards themselves from the group of people that was standing where the two 16-year-olds were, having words. Even if they were fighting, even if the two lads were fighting, how difficult is it for a police constable to grab one, drag him away, and then get in between the two? Not very difficult at all. We see it all the time. But no, along with Chief Superintendent and Match Commander Pullman, and now Sergeant Kent, trying to cover up what's going on, trying to play it down, trying to justify the force that was presented against the 16-year-old boy who was left with a serious wound to his head and could very easily have been left with life-changing or life-ending injuries. Goes on to say, yesterday South Yorkshire Police said a full open investigation including extended video footage will take place to ascertain the circumstances surrounding the incident, including the actions which led to a 16-year-old boy sustaining a head injury from an officer's baton and an officer being assaulted, sustaining injuries to his stomach and head. I would very much like to see, and we're never going to see it, are we? But I would very much like to see the hospital report about the injuries to his stomach and to his head. I wonder if the injuries to his head were in fact as bad as the injuries to the poor kid who got assaulted. They can probably tell from my voice that I'm slightly peed off at this statement and at the absolute lack of accountability by trying to play the incident down and by trying to make it and trying to make out that the police were acting in a reasonable way because they were faced with violence, as it says here, as they were faced with extreme violence towards themselves and towards members of the public. Well, that may have been the case elsewhere, but it certainly wasn't the case in this video. And yes, as I've said before, sometimes we need to see what happened before and after, depending on the incident. But in an incident like this, we see several seconds of the two boys, and all of a sudden, Constable comes running in. Nobody even knew that police constable was there. Otherwise, they'd have been looking at him, in my opinion. If somebody saw a cop running over, and I'm scrapping with somebody, and there was a group of people, somebody would have seen that high vis, and they'd have gone, "Cop, oh Bill," whatever. Do you know what I mean? And you would have looked. In fact, it's a bloody good thing he didn't look, because he would have got that baton right across the face. South Yorkshire Police, you are disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I will use everything at my disposal, including the subscribers of this channel, to make sure that something is done about PC William Sampson. He should be on suspension right now. There's no indication that he has been put on suspension. All we know is that he's on his rest days until tomorrow. Supposedly, 7 o'clock in the morning, he's back in. He should be suspended. The female police officer that was there should also be looked at and under investigation. She failed to protect that boy's human rights by allowing that piece of shit to continue pinning him down and failing to address the injuries while she went on to hit somebody else because he was invoking his common law right to self-defense to protect another person. What you seem to forget, Chief Inspector Pullman and Sergeant Steve Kent, Chairman of the Police Federation, you should be fucking sacked as well. If this is the kind of shit you're coming out with, what you're failing to realise is that you are no better than the rest of us. You are paid members of the public to do the policing. We don't need you to do the policing. Policing, when it was initialised, shall we say, was something that every member of the public had a part in. But, as I've said in previous videos, over time, whilst everybody had to do their turn in policing, when it became the turn of the rich people of society, they paid the poor people of society to do their policing for them. And that is where paid policing comes from. You are going to find that this is not going to wash with the general members of the public. You might think you can get away with trying to cover this up, trying to play it down. But as I've said, I will use everything at my disposal. I will use this channel. I will use everything that I can to ensure that PC Sampson is dealt with properly. And you will not try and play this down and cover it up. Absolute scum, the lot of you. South Yorkshire Police, you should be disbanded. You should be disbanded. The amount of failures that come out of that police force is unreal. If a company had failed as many times as that police force, it would be forced to be shut down. And you, sir, should be forced to leave the Police Federation after that statement. Pullman should be made to leave as Chief Constable. And most certainly that dickhead, aggressive monster who attacks a 16-year-old boy with a piece of wood around the head should be gone. Not allowed to resign, he should be sacked. Disgusting bunch of cretins. Good night, all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.